Slip 1-1, baby, tighten the grip. First the wall, then the gate, then the door with no key. A nation restricted, now we're breaking free. Mr. Peace, yeah, the puzzle incomplete. Now the picture's coming clear, feel the heat on the beat. USA in the game, joining the stage. COTI Treasury flipping the page. APY, they screaming loud, lock it up, 1-1, make the crowd proud. Locked in, don't let it slip. 1-1, baby, tighten the grip. Finally we share what they kept away. APY shining like a brand new day. Locked in, don't let it slip. 1-1, baby, tighten the grip. Yeah. Change turn to links, yeah, the math is real. Feel the number spin, this is the deal. Open doors, no disguise. Future's here, it's in your eyes. USA in the game, joining the stage. COTI Treasury flipping the page. APY, they screaming loud, lock it up, 1-1, make the crowd proud. Locked in, don't let it slip. 1-1, baby, tighten the grip. Finally we share what they kept away. APY shining like a brand new day. Locked in, don't let it slip. 1-1, baby, tighten the grip. APY shining like a brand new day. Locked in, don't let it slip. 1-1, baby, tighten the grip.
Lock in. What's up, guys? Episode 30, season 2. Soren's coming back from smoke, and we have Minnesota with us today, who I'm sure is super happy about the news he got this week.
Excited.
It's brilliant, isn't
How's
it? Finally. Better late than never, but no, it's really, I think that was a big weight off of everyone's shoulders that we finally got that over the line.
We've been talking about this for 3 years, so it feels good, right?
Yeah, it does.
Right?
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for more than that, but I mean, like, in the podcasts, we've been talking about this for 3 years.
Yeah.
So,
No more
Pretty
Viper
exciting.
wallet.
no more Viper wallet. All right. It's my favorite time of the week. It's time for the weekly update with the Viking.
Let's rock it. Yeah, so the weekly update this week, obviously most of the focus is on COTI finally removing the geofencing and opening up to our American community members so that they have full access to the COTI Treasury and all the benefits that come from it. And as we just talked about, it feels really nice to be more inclusive. So I think this was a huge thing, and it's going to be a win-win for everyone. The short-term implication is obviously that we're going to see an increase in the amount of stake COTI over the coming months as this starts to filter through. I know there are people who've been having live watch parties on the on the treasury balance and wondering. I think it's about 3.5 million extras come in over the weekend. It's going to take a little bit of time. There's plenty of COTI waiting to take part in this. My personal guess is about somewhere north of 100 million COTI will come in. So. But yeah, it's also great for the security of our network because it means we'll be having US node operators. So this makes us even more decentralized once we launch the nodes ecosystem. When we talk about the ambassador program, we can now start taking applications from US candidates so that we can gain some exposure to what is a massive market for grassroots projects. And as far as the core team is concerned, and I think this may have a little bit to do with the timing of this, the core team can now aggressively go for larger projects based in the US. It would be a little bit odd if they were out trying to get partnership with US projects and we're still geofenced. So, those two things would not really make sense in the same sentence. So for those in the US who want to take advantage of their access to the COTI Treasury, there's a step-by-step guide on how to do it safely, and I've attached it in the weekly update. It's also linked in the Medium article that was sent out along with this. So we're going to talk a little bit about this because there are really two ways to get in, and one is actually easier now, but makes life quite difficult afterwards, so be careful. So we're going to talk a little bit about this because you can deposit your COTI either as V1 or V2, but if you deposit as a V1, i.e. the ERC20, which is easy, straightforward, straight in. If you want to take it out, you are subject to a bridge capacity of 25,000 COTI per day. So that might not be in your interest. Also, the many dApps in our ecosystem, they all use V2. That's DEXs, NFT platforms, all that good stuff that we have. It all uses V2. So your participation in the wider ecosystem is much, much more straightforward if you bridge in to the treasury initially and convert your V1 to V2. So we will discuss this today on the show, and the more questions about it, the better. And if you don't want to ask questions here in the show, you can reach out on X or in our Telegram groups. On a different subject, a lot of community members getting frustrated about the markets. And as I said last week, it is your job to manage your buys and your sells, not mine. But I do want to point out that at this stage in the market cycle, it is no different than the previous cycles. Absolutely a mirror image. The timings and the lengths and everything might be a little bit different, but the rotation of money is absolutely the same. So it's gone from Bitcoin to ETH, and from ETH it'll start going to large cap altcoins. So you want to keep an eye on very large green candles on the likes of Cardano and Tesos and projects like that. That's when you know that rotations happen. And then after that, small cap altcoins, which is us. So you can do with this information what you like. But my recommendation is instead of moaning about the market that we can't really do much about, spend a little bit of time on what we're building. Yeah, we keep adding layers to our master plan, and the ecosystem is growing at a rapid clip. So if you look beyond the short-term noise and the FUD, just beyond that, everything is very, very bullish. Clear regulations are here or coming. Financial markets and real-world assets are moving on chain. So none of this will happen overnight, but it'll still happen. Yeah, privacy is not sexy until suddenly it is. Yeah, and there won't be any advance warning for this. It'll come and it'll be violent, and you won't get any warning about it. So just take it easy, and we'll get our time. So that's the weekly update.
Yeah, and I guess, obviously the big news is to finally have US in the Treasury. So welcome Minnesota here, who has been waiting a long, long time for this.
Yeah, thanks. It's great to be here. I've been here for a few years. I've been here for a few years. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you
Absolutely.
fine, buddy.
Yeah, but haven't been able to participate in a lot of the stuff. So happy to be able to do it. Like I said earlier and before this started, I'm not going to say finally. I don't think that's a good attitude. I think a good attitude is to say, I'm glad to be here. Glad they decided to allow us to join. And I think it was their intent all along. And with good reason, because they have a long-term focus. They're not just short-term pump and dumps. They have a long-term agenda. And in order to protect that investment and that time spent, they have to do it wisely. And I think they did the right thing. So I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. And now that US is here, we'll take over, and you guys can all relax.
Well, I mean, let's not like I'm not going to hide it. Like you were one of the very public, frustrated community members.
Oh yeah,
Through all the other things, and I totally get it. But you made an interesting comment off screen right before you went live, and you talked about you liked that, like, now that we're here, it shows integrity on COTI's part that they wanted to do this the sustainable and proper way. So I appreciated that comment, and I wanted to make sure that you either got to say that or I got to say it for you. I thought that was an interesting comment.
And I think, Tracer, you know, you probably know, and there's probably a couple others that know that I've changed my tone over the last maybe 2 years to an ardent supporter and FUD buster, so to speak. But because I see that long term, whether they pivot to V2, you know, supposedly from their PPN and all that stuff, you know, that's all still possible. But I think I see the team, I see the building, I see the integration with other projects, and there's just, why not get behind them? Why not push away all that noise? Because it's just noise. It's not beneficial, not only for your health but for the ecosystem. So, yeah. So, 100% stay COTI.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it is one of these things that there is a lot of noise, and especially when people are waiting for this old season, and they can't wait another day. Yeah, that has to happen now, and then when it doesn't happen, you know, you gotta blame something or someone. Yeah, and you know, that's why I keep saying, just focus on what's being built. The rest will take care of itself. Yeah, we all want the same things. We all want the big green candles and all that stuff. Nobody's against that, but these things take time. Yeah, and I think the length of the cycle is going to be what's different. The rotation and the way the cycle moves is not going to be any different. So we're just going to have to wait our time. And if we have a big announcement somewhere in between all of that, we might still get what everyone ultimately wants, is some cool green stuff.
You made a good point in your update that I thought that I wanted to just touch on really quickly. And you spoke about how if you wanted to integrate with the wider ecosystem more frictionlessly, that you want to hold the V2 token and not the ERC20 variant. I thought that was a really good point, because everything on our end is going to be really with the new V2 token. So we're talking about the community NFTs, right, and everything beyond that. So that was a good point.
No,
I like that.
But it is a little bit tricky. It is a little bit tricky because when you log on to the Treasury, you can log on the COTI network, which is V2, or you can log on to the Ethereum network, which is your ERC20 V1 tokens. And if you go straight in with your V1 tokens and log on with Ethereum, it is straightforward, no bridge, no nothing, just get in there and get on with it. But relatively straightforward. But you can't interact with Carbon DeFi, you can't interact with Crafter, with Privix, with UC Talent, with literally anyone who's building on the COTI network right now is V2. Yeah, and if all of a sudden you get a 2,000% candle tomorrow and you want to move all your COTI out and take profits and get off the grid and financial independence, you're stuck, because you're really stuck. Because you can only bridge your V1 out at a clip of 25,000 per day. Yeah, we'll be back in the bear market before Minnesota gets all his 6 million COTI out, you know.
The other thing too, but the
Yeah.
other thing too, you can get trapped on the ERC side with Ethereum gas fees. Everything is cheap right now. But if
Yeah.
you do get trapped with that 25K limit and then you have to pay the bridge gas fees and Ethereum is just like wild. I've paid $200 for some NFTs just for the gas fees during bull
Yeah.
markets, right? So you don't want to have to, like you're saying, multi-clip things. And I mean, the gas fees won't be like NFT sales are pretty high on the scale, but still, you could be paying like zero with the V2, or you could be paying multiple dollars easily when things get juicy with Ethereum.
Yeah. Now, if you want to get in and start your treasury experience off as a V2, you got to bridge your tokens in. So just you get yourself comfortable with the whole bridging procedure. Do a couple of very, very small, insignificant transactions. We are known to have the odd bridge issue. I think it's more the other way I think it's more outward than inward. But still, get yourself really comfortable and start off as V2 tokens. That would be my recommendation. Use the bridge in, and then if you want to sell all your tokens on the same day, you just move all your tokens to you don't even have to move them. You move them to your MetaMask, and from there you can sell them on Carbon DeFi. You can swap them. You can do whatever you want. So it's dead easy, and the experiences with Carbon DeFi and Privex, really smooth user experiences via the MetaMask.
With the fees per transaction on V2, there is no excuse for, bundling big transactions at first. You can do a one COTI transaction for fractions of a cent just to make sure that things are landing in the right places. No excuses, guys.
No,
Especially if you're not familiar with EVM, right? Because I know a lot of people came from Cardano, and I was kind of shocked as we first started talking about the EVM wallets and MetaMask. There was a lot of people that were like, not used to interacting with MetaMask. So test transactions. They cost you basically nothing. So it's a good practice. And sorry, Floyd, you were saying.
Yeah, no, just with ERC20, Soren, you can interact with Carbon DeFi with the COTI and ERC20.
You can? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, because they link to Ethereum on their Carbon DeFi platform, as well as I think 4 others: the C network, the COTI network,
maybe Base.
And Base, I think, as well. So they also do Celo and TAC networks. So you can do ERC there too.
And you should definitely listen to Minnesota when it comes to Carbon DeFi, because he's not just a huge fan, but he's also an encyclopedia now on anything Carbon DeFi. So that's all listening and watching. If you have any questions about this, and Jen is not around, Minnesota is your guy. No, you have been super supportive of them and really.
Now you're going to get me in trouble with the higher ups.
No, you've been a great beta tester for our network, man. It's been fun. I've been kind of following it all, right? I am in that Telegram group, so I see you spotting things and stuff. It's great. So
it's fun because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for myself. This is all new stuff. We're trying it out. We want to be safe. I wish Jordy was here to keep us safe, give us tips. But that's a great tip, like you said. No reason to be unsafe by sending large amounts with the low cost.
Exactly, and and for the sake of your own comfort, just do a couple of small transactions. Whatever route you take, do a couple of small transactions. Make sure you're comfortable with how that works. So that you can replicate it and not make any mistakes. That's the last thing we want to see. And if you do get your transaction stuck in the bridge, you just reach out to us on Telegram and we'll get it sorted out.
Yeah, or send an email to the support@coti.io.
Yeah.
Have you, Minnesota? Have you played this? This is my favorite part about Carbon DeFi, but have you played much with the recurring orders on Carbon DeFi? I think that's the coolest module of that whole platform.
Yeah, let me see. I can't share my screen, but Yes, I have one BTC USD pair. I think I'm up over I want to say 80, 90 trades so far. So yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not killing it, but it's fun just to test the waters right now and to be safe. Yeah, it's 81. I have USD BTC pair that's at 81 trades, and it's a small amount, but it's so I can see that it works, so I can
So
feel
this is
comfortable.
this is where Minnesota you buy at a certain level. You have a buy zone, and then you have a sell zone, and then you basically make the liquidity available, and Carbon DeFi basically looks after it for you. Is that an accurate description?
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's a set it and forget it. You can DCA in, DCA out on their platform uh, with whatever price points you want.
And you can even
And
backtest. So if you wanted to see how this had gone for the last 12 months prior to you starting it, you could go and do a backtest simulation on it.
Yeah, there's a simulator aspect to it where you can do, as you say, backtest it, set up your strategy, hit simulate, and it'll show you if you've gained or if you lost by that strategy. But just to know, the markets could go up at any time, and you'll be out of your strategy. Yeah, there you go. You'll be out of your strategy, so it has the option to edit your strategies, so you can kind of go ahead of the market and try to catch up to it.
Super.
I have a G COTI and a COTI pair. Just it helps me to farm G COTI on the COTI network. So I don't know how many thousands of G COTI I've farmed, because you can withdraw profit and still leave your strategy in place without affecting it.
That's another very cool part of this, actually.
Yeah.
When we went live with Jen, I opened. This is a while ago. When do you? It's a couple months ago. Was it even 3 months ago, Soren? Do you think?
Yeah, 2 to 3 months ago. Yeah.
Okay. So when we were playing with it, I had some dust, and I'm talking dust in my wallet, and I made a G COTI strategy. I hadn't looked at it for 3 months. I wish I had put some meat behind that one.
Nah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I just told you
I
couldn't
even look at it. I couldn't even look at it, man. I was like, wow. So.
Yep.
Because when you know the token, right? Like we watch it, we knew we were in a range. Yeah, range trading, man, really really cool tool. Anyways,
yeah, there's a Carbon DeFi plug segment.
Yeah,
for them. They're smart people. They're good people.
Yeah, I like the people almost as much as the product.
Absolutely. Well, we love people. We don't love things. So, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's important, by the way, to mention G COTI, because there'll be a lot of US community members or new entrants into the treasury that might want to look at this. It all depends on your strategy, but you can obviously, apart from the governance part of it, which will be very prominent as we get deeper into V2. But for now, the main thing you can do with the G COTI is you can boost your APYs a little bit. And G COTI is less than a cent. I think it trades at 0.9% right now.
I think you'll catch up with the G COTI deposits into the treasury on V2 once they start getting the bonus G COTIs. So you see about 3 million in the treasury right now for COTI, but not even a third of that in G COTI, because they just don't have the G COTI in the US.
But they are available on exchanges such as Carbon DeFi. You can either swap COTI for G COTI or USDC for G COTI. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've grabbed a lot from Mexi with limit orders.
Is
Set it and forget
Mexia
it kind of
allowed
style.
in the U.S.? I don't think that's. I think we're blocked.
Not sure. Maybe not yet. I don't know. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I gotta say something about G Cody because I don't think people realize how powerful the boost is. So let me just kind of put this into perspective. Going back to staking, we'll say staking 3.0 and node operators. Okay, so we had a test net of over 100 node operators, right? Trying to get onboarded to mainnet. Why? Because you got this 35% APY on your node bag. So it was anywhere, it was at that point, it was at 250 and then it went down to 150,000. Okay. Now let's just put that into perspective. So you had to do all that work to get onboarded. You had to keep your node up and you had to be a community member in good standing. But now you can literally just go and buy a 1-to-1 with G Cody and you can beat that APR rate. Like that's how significant it is. And now you're not also limited. Like there are some people out there that were trying to get 2 nodes across their families, right? So they could go from 250,000 or let's say 300,000 instead of the 150, right? Well, with the 1-to-1 with G Cody, there's no limit, right? So you can go 1 million 1-to-1 and you can be making that node operator or higher level of APY by just sitting there. Like you don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? You don't have to keep your node up. You don't have to pay those fees. You don't have to be public. You can just do it in the background. People don't understand how powerful that boost is. So that's how powerful it is. There you go. There's your answer.
Yeah, there you go.
From
Some
our
of
boy.
characters is blocked.
But anyway, so think about that. There were so many people trying to get onboarded to mainnet for the juicy APY, right? You can just do it now permissionlessly without any limits. So, and like I said, I'll say it one more time for the people who haven't heard it. In 1 month of staking 1-to-1, you make enough APY in less than a month to have more than your early withdrawals fees would be on a 360 if you want to get out early. Does that make sense? So the penalties that you would pay, you can make those in less than a month. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, if you don't want to be in the treasury without that 1-to-1 boost, in my opinion,
Not financial
nothing
advice.
is ever financial advice. Yeah. You knew that was coming, right? But no, I mean, it's math, right? And the math doesn't math without that. So anyways, yeah, there he
So
is. We were just talking
it's
about
highly
this guy.
beneficial.
Look who that is.
Yay,
Look at that guy.
Jordy.
Jordy,
Jordy, come
football is
talk to
over.
us, man.
Yeah, the football is over now. Come talk to us.
Jordy, I'm going to send you a link, man. I'm going to try because
Soren, will you?
Minnesota already said he wish you were here.
Yeah, and so now we're talking about the G
Is
code.
Soren gonna go to the U.S.?
Node operator rewards and stuff like that. So obviously this geo unfencing now means that we are opening up to node operators in the US, and that'll be interesting to see. Obviously for the sake of decentralization and also for the sake of how many actual node operators will we get, and how many will be buying node licenses but merely delegating them. What are your thoughts on that, Minnesota?
I think the geofencing blocked COTI from a lot of people's vision. So it's hard to tell. Those that are here know about all this, but it could be just a small number. Once the word gets out that, hey, COTI is usable in the U.S., the entrepreneurial spirit that the U.S. has a great entrepreneurial spirit. I think it's going to be a large sector for node operators.
Yeah, And I think you're making an important comment, which doesn't speak necessarily to the node operator issue, but to the fact that the whole COTI is open to the US. It doesn't filter through in 24 hours to everyone that needs to know. We are off a lot of people's radars because of all of this, and it's going to take several months to get back on people's radar. And that's why.
And it wasn't just the U.S. There's a lot of other countries. A lot of other countries were geofenced as well.
Yeah. So don't expect this whole explosion in state COTI and all that good stuff. It's not going to happen overnight. It'll take a little bit of time to manifest itself.
Well, most of us don't hold just one project, right? But most of us here, this is our number one, right? Just think of those other projects that you have that you kind of wrote off a little bit. That, like, how often do you see the news? Like some of my other biggest holdings, it's like I haven't had a chance. So much going on here. I haven't had a chance to look, and I look at it once in a while. And you take that brief summary. It's like you might not catch it. You're right. It's going to take a little while, but it's going to be a big deal. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people talking about retail being out of the market.
Yeah, they're still not in because, and I'm not sure whether they'll come back in or not because, the world's moved on. We're living in different times now, but but this is why I'm thinking basically that the cycle is going to be the same, but it's going to be longer because the institutions are going to keep dump, rinse and repeat, dump, 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 dump. But that's just me.
Bro, I faded XRP so hard, man.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh, I did. So hard. So hard. Like in the beginning, it's one of the first coins that I bought, and I had, well, it's not much, but percentage-wise, it's pretty big. It's probably like 30%. I'm not going to tell you how few cents I bought that for, but live and learn, man. We used to make fun of XRP, the COTI Army. You guys remember those days? Were you around for that?
Not me.
We used to go after them like crazy.
Guess who's laughing now?
Yeah, right. So what's the spoiler alert, Soren? You had some alpha you were gonna let out there.
I did. No, I think. We were talking off the air just before we went live. It's a little bit. We talk a lot about connecting the dots, Tracer and I, and so COTI has been very active with the Tokenized Asset Coalition. They've been very active in and around the New York crypto roundtable thingy, and we know that there's been, especially on the second one, there's been follow-up discussions, and of course the TAC is largely a US. These are largely US big players. And I have a feeling, this is my own personal bit of hopium or cope, depending on who you are. I think I think this is to some extent, we know COTI wanted to do it. We know they wanted to be careful about doing it. I think they felt now is the right moment because they're close in some way, shape, or form. They're close to something in the US. And you can absolutely not go out and business develop and expect to close deal with US companies if your whole project is geofenced for US users. Makes no sense whatsoever. So I think the two things are linked. I'm not saying you're going to see announcements in the next 48 hours or anything like that. I just think it is not just because the regulatory landscape is now cleared up and everything is good, which it is. It has. But I think there's something else to it as well. So that's my personal theory. And we'll see whether I'm right or wrong. So I'm not sure that qualifies as alpha, but what do you think of that? What do you guys think of that theory?
Project I made with not Prince, but who's the Brad. I sent Brad a contact information with my state representative because we have issues here with the voting rolls that are public information, but people are afraid to let them out. And I just thought it was a perfect match. And who knows? It could just be a pipe dream, but you never know. I'm just trying to do product development and get people together. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So
No, I mean,
I think there's a lot of I'm waiting for the snaps to come out for MetaMask for this privacy on demand, for that aspect of the ecosystem and the roadmap. So we could highlight some of the products that are getting ready to build with that. So
yeah, the snap's
so it'll be a better.
Yeah, go on.
It'll be a better barometer of and people see, hey, I need that in my project. I need that for my job or my organization.
Yeah, absolutely. The snap for MetaMask, the private, it's going to be like a snap. They probably call it something different on my Ether wallet and on Encrypt. Those all three, I think the snap for MetaMask will come first and the other two will come later. But the on the wallet level, I think already we have a good outlook, and it looks really interesting. And I think a lot of other wallet will start if the snap on MetaMask comes off successfully. I think we're going to see a lot of wallet interests in adopting this privacy on demand, because that's essentially what it is. Yeah. Once you onboarded your wallet, I believe you will basically have a toggle on your MetaMask, privacy on, privacy off. Yeah. So it will be a really, really straightforward thing, and you can just leave your toggle on, and everything you do in your MetaMask, whether you're on the COTI network, on the ETH network, or wherever you are, will be private. It'll just be a handshake onto the COTI chain. So I think that's absolutely massive, and I think the sort of projects that you mentioned in the US, we're going to see more of that. Not just because we on geofence, but also because we're going to have people from the US, like you, Minnesota, maybe interested in becoming COTI ambassadors. And being a COTI ambassador obviously has this business development element to it. So you're going to start to see a lot more of this stuff.
It's going to be fun.
So
whether I'm part of it or not, I'm just here to enjoy it. The ecosystem of COTI. It's just awesome. Just what they're putting together.
It's so much fun having our own stuff now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I've been saying, I've been looking as soon as they announced V2, I was like, we're finally gonna have our own toys to play with, right? Because it was stake it and forget it, and that was it. Here's a guy that I've been waiting for over 3 years to have on stream. I still talk to him basically every day, but man, like, what's it gonna take, bro? What's it gonna take for you to come up here? That's what I want to know. Yeah. Yeah. He can get sassy sometimes, but yeah. What's it going to take to get Stefanos on here? That's what I want to know. Anyways, what else? What else was in that update? I should pull it back up.
Yeah, so it wasn't in the update, but I shared an article with you before we went live today. I think this is an interesting one. This is one of my pet theories, my pet beliefs. There was a very interesting article out today from Soda Labs that discusses. I don't know if you can bring it on screen, Tracer, but it basically discusses how garbage circuits is now being proliferated. Yeah.
It's in everything.
Well, it is, and here's the thing. I don't want to go into the technical details because I'm nowhere near clever enough, and I'm not sure all of this, by the way, and this is a big disclaimer. I don't think all of this is actually promoted. This doesn't all originate with Soda Labs, is what I want to say. But Soda Labs are obviously keeping a very close tab on things with garbled circuits, whether it is scaling and smart contract solutions for Bitcoin, whether it's in a combination with zero knowledge to bridge Web 2 to Web 3, or whether it's the DECC or the GCEVM solution on Ethereum, which is us. So, this is an issue that really is something I think about quite a lot. I'm really hoping that garbled circuit starts to get more proliferation. Yeah. And it doesn't matter to me what solution it is, as long as it's got a bit of garbled circuits in it. Even our own GCEVM, I'd like to see other chains pick this up and build with it. Yeah. And you know, the knee-jerk reaction from a lot of the community is, then COTI will have competitors. They have the same, they'll take our technology and do better than us, and blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. In my opinion. Yeah, this is just my opinion. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The reason why, when people think privacy, think about Dr. Avishai's tweet last week. Everyone who calls him, when they think privacy, they think zero knowledge. Yeah. That's because zero knowledge was proliferated really well. It's open source, and everyone's been building with it. So people equate privacy with zero knowledge. Yeah, and that's where we need to get to with garbled circuits. You know, we were obviously way behind on the proliferation scale, but things like this are really helpful for us to proliferate the technology. And it's not, it is no issue if other people start building on Ethereum with garbled circuits and all this. Is no, because first of all, they'll be 2 to 3 years behind us before they can even launch. And second of all, it is a win for us. When the more people know about garbled circuits, the better it is. Simple as that. Yeah, my opinion. Yeah, and a lot of people will disagree with it, and that's fine. But we should really not be worried about this. Your thoughts on that tirade, Minnesota?
Yeah, you know, that two posts that Dr. Avishai posted 2 times ago about all the people contacting him. I was so bullish on that post. I had to read it and reread it. It was awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, it is really, it really speaks to where we need, you know, that this is the exciting part, because once we start getting these things proliferated, garbled circuits becomes a household subject thing. Yeah, just like zero knowledge. When people think about privacy, they think about zero knowledge. Yeah, that's where we need to get to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a different zero knowledge. Like you know, it's not a we them thing. It's a privacy narrative.
Yeah, and you know, people will discover that this is an upgrade. You know, the more people who discover garbled circuits, the more people will discover that it's an upgrade to everything else that's out there right now. So I thought that article today was really good. I'll share it around a little bit more because it's really useful for people to understand that garbled circuits actually is starting to pop up in a lot of different places. Yeah, and as I say, they are not necessarily all built by Soda Labs. I think Soda Labs has the patent for the GCEVM part, without being totally sure, I have to say. But obviously, garbled circuits is a super useful technology, and people are going to start taking note of it. Yeah, central banks have been using garbled circuits for 30 years, just not the one we refer to as GCEVM. So it's really
Right on,
cool
man.
stuff.
So what's coming next, Soren? What do you think we're gonna get this week?
This is gotta be Snap Week.
Think so?
Close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
don't forget, the State COTI developer program still is going on. If you guys can still, get the word out for that to keep the community growing and keep people building on it, I think that's important as well to get the word out.
I was kind of hoping that we'd get a little bit of insight on Cody Earn this week. That's what I'm hoping for.
EARN or URN?
Hopefully EARN. It took me a minute to figure out what you were saying there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be. I think next week will be either Cody Earn or the Snap. I can sign up for that dose of opium. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know for a fact that the Snap's super close to release. But obviously, we want to make sure this thing actually works, and it's got to work on over multiple networks and this and that. So it's not a straightforward thing to build or release. It's got to be tested. Make sure it actually works. Yeah, you don't want to launch something on a big platform such as MetaMask and have too many issues with it. That really would be counterproductive. And don't forget, the Snap will actually, it will be a code. It'll be listed on our network. I don't think it'll be listed in the Snap library. At least that's my understanding of it. That may have changed since last I heard, but I think that's
that was something. That's something that Daniel was talking about, right? That's what you're referencing.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see when and if that changes.
Yeah, I think there was something like I can't remember the exact reasons Daniel gave us, but it had to do with insane amounts of money that had to be spent just to get it in the official Snap library.
Wow.
Yeah. They're literally going to charge, I think, $1 million or something like that just to list it in their library. So
it was wild. I can't remember the numbers either, but it was crazy.
I can't remember the exact number, but it was definitely a barrier. And Cody basically, because they are quite frugal about how they spend money, so they basically said, no, we will list it and we will make the Snap. Everyone will be able, but they won't come out of the library. It will come out of our side, from our side. Yeah. At least that was the intention when we last heard. So we'll have to see how that goes. But people have been asking, so MetaMask will promote this and that. I'm not sure they will actually. I think we're going to have to rely on this as a word of mouth thing. So we'll have to, Cody will obviously promote it. We will promote it. But whether MetaMask will promote it, can't say I'm 100% sure on that.
I guess as ambassadors we have something to share. Not that we can give numbers or anything, but we can say that we did get a report that we'll call it the Builders Program is all of a sudden seeing an uptick in organic. We'll call it organic engagement for now, for lack of better terms. And I thought that was a really interesting report that we got last week. That was really cool. And they were kind of looking around the room going like, we don't know why. So the wheels are spinning, right? There's little things like that happening everywhere. That, those are good metrics to kind of focus on.
Yeah.
I love it because it's like, we don't know why, it's just happening.
Yeah. The likes of Cody Ship and Vlad are absolutely drowning in requests. They're coming in at least a couple every single day, 7 days of the week, and has been for about a month now. So literally hundreds of requests for this, that, and the other. So loads of stuff going on behind the scenes. So for everyone who's worried about pace of announcements and this and that, please don't be. Yeah, there's so much going on behind the scenes that they're having a serious bit of trouble keeping up with it.
We are
It's
due for
it's tough to get time with them even. Sorry, what did you say, right? Minnesota? I stepped all over you there.
For a Schahoff update, though, right?
Yeah, I think he will do one as soon as he gets back. He's on holiday in Scotland now. I don't know if he.
Okay. Playing
people
golf.
know that he went up and did an Oasis concert and did some hiking in the Scottish Highlands and stuff like that. At least according to his Instagram. It may be for security reasons. He posted 1 week after he's actually done it. I don't know, and I don't really care. That's his life. But I think as soon as he gets back, he'll probably do the next update. So maybe there's a video update coming this next week. It'll be around about that time, actually.
Maybe he was in Scotland looking for somebody. I don't know. Maybe.
Could be.
Anyways. Yeah, what else we got? We're about 10 minutes out from the hour here.
What's on your mind, Minnesota? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the node system. It's going to be interesting to see if there are competing factors involved in node operators trying to gain delegators or stakers with juicy APYs or certain types of benefits, because they can set their own schedule, so to speak. What that's going to look like, that'll be interesting.
There's going to be all sorts of shenanigans between the node operators.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah. You know they are jockeying. They're jockeying for position right now on the screen. I mean, right now as we speak.
Yeah.
And they're going to come up with all kinds of different incentives, I believe. It's going to be interesting. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of good node operators out there that are very community minded, very helpful. And I'm not endorsing anybody, but I know Fireflight is very helpful. He has been instrumental in my learning the ecosystem. And he's a great builder. He's been very helpful to a degree. So it's just going to be interesting. Too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I use those tools a lot.
So. Let's hit this one, Soren. Actually, so Soren and I have a lot of conversations where we're like yelling at each other because we feel like we're totally left in the dark sometimes. So they are very, very, very circumspect with their ambassadors to a point where sometimes it gets very frustrating. That being said, it's done for a reason. I think Soren makes a mushroom analogy. I don't know if you want to use that here, but it's not what you think it is, maybe, because we get surprised. Like, honestly, 99% of the time, we see it when the marketing comes out.
Yeah, I mean,
unless it's our lead, right?
If you want to talk about where the one area where we know what's happening behind the scenes is in our little business development bubble, where there's a handful of ambassadors, and some of us do some business development, and we have regular meetings with that, where we list where we are according, relative to our targets and, opportunity. We do SWOT analysis essentially on our business development efforts. So on that front, we know what's being looked at and what's coming. But these are these are all small, sometimes medium-sized projects. They're not the ones that are going to rock anyone's world, but they will just bring more attention and more traffic and more everything to the COTI network. Yeah, and we need hundreds of those. So that we know what's happening behind the scenes. All the other stuff, like I can only echo what Tracer said. We know that we're not going to be told the juicy parts, and that's when it gets frustrating, because sometimes we just want to know that, we want to know a little bit. We don't want to know the big stuff, but we still want to know a few things here and there, but they're not telling us. And so they are keeping watertight seals between what's going on and what the core team is doing in terms of their business development, and us. We have no clue. When things launch, like for instance the geofencing this week. Yeah. We had no clue that was going to happen, and we've been on 2 meetings in the last 6 days where somebody could have dropped a hint that this was coming, and nobody said a bloody thing. And
we didn't even get a "you're gonna like this," or we don't even get a like, "oh, it's gonna be a big week." We don't like it's literally when the marketing comes out.
That's fair, because there could be some type of front running. As far as market goes, market price, and I think that's smart.
Absolutely, and this is obviously a big concern. We cannot know stuff 2 days, 3 days in advance, because it will start raising all sorts of ethics questions.
Absolutely.
And we are supposed to be not just business development people for the network. We're also supposed to be thought leaders for the community. Now, what kind of terrible thought leaders would we be if we were getting upfront information and front running and inside trading and all that good stuff, bad stuff, really? We wouldn't be much of a thought leader if we did that. Yeah, and COTI's ethics wouldn't be worth the paper that they're written on. So no, there are very watertight. There's watertight. I can't remember the word for these things, but nothing.
Another reason to be bullish.
Very, very little comes through to us. The reason why we know a little bit about the snap is because that's sort of more like a community-related project. It's not a business development. It's something we're building. Akin to new treasury or building bridge, or this. It's infrastructure for us. Yeah. So
put it this way, okay? Like this is how tight it is. Like I've how many COTI Connects have I hosted? Like 7 or 8, something like that. Well, many times, because our time zones are different, right? So they would push a document showing me who the hosts were when I would be sleeping. Like I would get it like a couple hours before the show. You know what I mean? So I'd know that I was going to be doing a COTI Connect, and I don't even know who's coming. You know what I mean? So like, it's tight, bro. So it's not that comment is fake news.
Yeah. So the real benefit in having us as ambassadors is that when there are issues, yeah, take the recent AMA that Shahaf did in 2 parts. First, he did a 20-page blog, and then he did a 1.5-hour interview with Tracer. That, in large part, not exclusively, but in large part, came about because we, as ambassadors, said, guys, there are just too many things that are left unanswered. We need to step up, and we need to do something. And we pushed insanely hard internally for this to happen. Yeah. So that's where we can be useful for the community, and that's a big part of it. Yeah, outside of the business development, is that when there are issues that the community at large seems to agree about, is either good or bad, we can then bring that to the team, and then they can make a decision on whether they want to act on it or not.
A lot of people asking about Pango, right? What do I think about Pango? I want to know who's behind it.
Yep.
I think I know. I'm not sure. I think I know. Soren and I have a theory.
I have a theory.
What's your theory, Minnesota?
It's a Hungarian theory.
Keep
I'll
going.
Just leave it, no, I'll just leave it there. He's been in a cryptos and cocktail before. If I think.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's interesting. So not the same theory. I don't have the same theory as you. That's interesting.
yeah.
Huh. Well, the Hungarian thing is interesting. I don't know if that's like a throw off or if it's just, like I get the symbolism.
Yeah.
But I was wondering that too. Yeah, interesting. Anyways, apparently I saw in the official group that they're just airdropping it to active wallets on the network.
I got like 1.5 trillion Pingo.
I haven't even looked. I guess you had to add the token though, right? You didn't just see it, or you went to COTI Scan to see it.
Yeah, you can go to mainnet.cotiscan.io, go to the token section, go find that Pingo token, and then you will see there's a MetaMask logo next to it when you hold your mouse over the token. And then you click on the token and sign the receipt in MetaMask, and it'll automatically import your the contract address. And then you will see probably 1, 2, 3 trillion Pingo in your wallet.
So as we kick out this episode, just with what you just said here, so it's a really good reminder. Let's talk security really, really quickly. So make sure that you are on the official COTI Scan website. Bookmark that thing from your mobile and your desktop so that you don't somehow get linked from a Telegram group on X or whatever into a malicious group, especially when you're doing things like what Soren just said by clicking the logo, signing, and adding the token. Check your signatures. Really, really important. Also, no offense with Pango, it is the first meme, but you are going to see copycat tokens on the network. And so when you are adding them, you need to be really, really careful that you're doing it. So when you can, always verify through Chainlist. Chainlist is a really good site. Other than that, CoinGecko, CMC, right? Check them there. If it's smaller memes, they won't be listed there. Go to the official groups, find the real ticker, find the real contract. Be really, really careful when you're adding those contracts because, like I said, there are going to be duplicates. Don't get stuck with that. It's EVM, guys. Grifters everywhere. Got to be careful with that.
Yeah, and on mainnet.cotiscan.io for our US friends who want to set up COTI network on their MetaMask, they basically on the front page, on the main page, mainnet.cotiscan.io, scroll down to the bottom, and there's a one button click, and you get the COTI network auto installed on your MetaMask. And then go to the token section, you get the COTI, you get the G-COTI, you get the USDC, you get the wrapped Bitcoin, you get the wrapped ETH, and you're good to go. You have everything you need to engage with the whole ecosystem.
I also have 2 tutorials on my YouTube, which links right from here, on how to do those things, both the automatic way and then the manual way. So you can check that out as well.
Excellent.
Right?
That's it.
Any closing thoughts from Minnesota?
At your service, sir.
We thank you for your service.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I've been here before, but this was too big of an opportunity to miss. Remember, get outside, touch grass, go play some golf. Tracer, go ride a cycle somewhere. Go enjoy your family. We love
skis,
people.
Man.
We don't love things, right? Yeah.
Jet skis are my summit thing. Jet skis with the family. toe in a tube. That's where
Awesome.
I get the raccoon eyes from, bro.
I got raccoon eyes too.
No, you know what? I think people are missing. I think
Yeah.
some people are missing the point. They're looking at the Treasury now after this announcement and go 3.5 million. Like, that's not the metric, right? It's the fact that we're actually here. This will come, right? People don't understand how huge this news is. And maybe it's because they're not from the US, or maybe they don't understand how significant it is. But this has been a challenge for us as a restricted nation since day one. This is a monumental shift for us. And it's going to take some time. Like you said, we scared a lot of people away with not being able to be a part of the heart of the ecosystem is the Treasury, right? So this is a big, big, big deal. And it might not seem like it to you, but it is. And you'll see. We've been slowly, in my opinion, and this isn't price. When I say bottom, I'm not talking about price. I'm just talking about our progression. We've been slowly marking the bottom now for about a month and a half, 2 months. And all these things are just building that foundation that we've needed. Sorry, I stepped on you.
No. I think the thing that scares people away, like you said, of the geofencing, should have been the exact same thing that drew them in because of the protection that it granted COTI for the long haul. I think it was smart.
Painful, but
I've said it
smart.
before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't deserve any information from COTI as to their business practices, as long as they're doing it with integrity and results.
Yeah.
So, I'm not here for the pump and dump. I will take profits, but I'm here for the long haul. It's yeah, that's all I got to say. Now, I'm going to leave those guys. Leave those guys, those traders behind. Those guys that look for the I'm going to cash out at a certain price. Okay, bye. I'm not here for that.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form. I mean, we're all here to extract some type of value from this, right? And anybody who tells you otherwise is not true. Some people have different ways of doing it. For me, it's the long-term staking, passive income rewards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking at targets for selling a bag here. I'm not trading it. But hey, one day when things get juicy, it's going to feel great to sell some rewards.
Max extract.
Yeah, there you go. Max extract.
Yeah, there you go.
Steph, you got to come on one day, man. Like, that's when I know, like, interviewing Shahaf was great, but this is the real, I know I'll have made it when I get him on the stream.
Top signal.
We hope he'll have we hope he'll have the fortitude to join us one day. And I just want to chime in. Guys, take it completely easy. Watch what's being built and connect the dots. Yeah, it's all good. No concerns whatsoever. Yeah, just ignore all this short-term noise, because that's all it is.
Well, here we go. This is it. We're an hour in. This was a big, big show in terms of what it signified. We really are from coast to coast and around the world now. The USA is in. Lock in. Let's go. Episode 30. We'll see you next week. Stay COTI, and see you next time.
Stay COTI.
First the wall, then the gate, then the door with no key. A nation restricted, now we're breaking free. Mr. Peace, yeah, the puzzle incomplete. Now the picture's coming clear, feel the heat on the beat. USA in the game, joining the stage. COTI Treasury flipping the page. APY, they screaming loud. Lock it up, 1-to-1, make the crowd proud. Locked in, don't let it slip. 1-to-1, baby, tighten the grip. Finally we share what they kept away. APY shining like a brand new day. Locked in, don't let it slip. just hit